Check for 5. Check for 5. Good job. Good morning, Commissioner Coleman.
Good morning, Madam Chairman. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right.
Bingo.
It is 11 a.m. and all commissioners are present, so we'll begin the agenda meeting for today, Thursday, March 21st. I would ask those who are participating on the call, please mute your phone unless you need to speak. Today, there are 10 tariffs and new orders, 2 other discussion items, and 1 being a closed litigation item. But before we begin, we need to approve the minutes for March 13, 2024 agenda. Those minutes have been provided in advance. Commissioners, are there any changes or modifications to those minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting those minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, those minutes are approved. We also have closed minutes to approve from that meeting, March 13, 2024. Those minutes have been provided in advance. Commissioners, are there any changes or modifications to those minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting those minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, those minutes are approved. First tariff and new order today is in file number HT 2024-0222 in the matter of Vicinity Energy Kansas City's adjustment to its PAC tariff. On January 31st of this year, Vicinity filed 2 tariff sheets to change Vicinity's Production Adjustment Cost Clause, or PAC clause, for steam service for the 12 months starting April 1st of this year to March 31st of next year. In this filing, Vicinity proposes a PAC surcharge of $1.16 per million pounds, which is a decrease of $6.37 over the current PAC surcharge of $7.53 per million pounds. On February 23rd, staff filed a recommendation and recommended the Commission approve Vicinity's PAC tariff sheets to become effective on April 1st. No responses to staff's recommendation were received. The Commission has reviewed Vicinity's tariff sheets and staff's verified recommendation. Based on these filings, the Commission finds the tariff sheets are in compliance with the Commission's previous orders and Vicinity's. Therefore, the order before us today approves Vicinity's tariff sheets and permits those sheets to become effective on April 1st. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 1. Commissioner Roop.
I am in support of the order.
Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Holtzman.
I'm in support of the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
Also in support.
All those in favor of approving this order, version number 1, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Second tariff in order today is in file number TA 2024-0216 in the matter of the application of Easy Telephone Service Company, DBA Easy Wireless, to amend and expand its designation as an eligible telecommunications provider, or ETC, to receive federal and state lifeline support. On January 18th of this year, Easy Wireless filed its application for expansion of its designation as a wireless ETC. Easy Wireless seeks to expand that designation to apply statewide to be able to provide lifeline service to all eligible low-income households. Easy Wireless also requested a waiver of the Commission's 60-day notice requirement. Staff conducted an investigation and on March 1st of this year filed its recommendation. Staff stated Easy Wireless has met the Commission's rule requirements for eligible telecommunications carriers and recommended that the Commission approve Easy Wireless's request for designation as an ETC for the purpose of receiving federal low-income support. Staff also recommended that such waiver be granted. The commission has reviewed the verified application and staff's recommendation and finds that Easy Wireless has met the requirements for ETC designation. Further, for good cause shown, Easy Wireless will be granted a waiver of the 60-day filing requirement of the commission's rules. The order before us today grants the request an Easy Wireless application. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 1. Commissioner Roop.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. After reading the order, I thought this was an easy decision, and I will be supporting it.
Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman.
Where's your, that was easy.
Yeah, I used to be sitting here for a while.
I support the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
Also support the order.
Great. All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Third tariff in new order today is in file number EO-2024-0053 in the matter of the 10th prudence review of costs subject to the commission approved fuel adjustment clause of Union Electric DBA Ameren, Missouri. On September 1st, 2023, staff filed notice that it started its prudence audit of Ameren, Missouri's FAC for the period of October 1, 2021 through May 31st, 2023. The review period corresponds to the 39th through 43rd accumulation periods. Staff filed a report with recommendations regarding the prudence of cost subject to Ameren, Missouri's FAC. Staff stated in its report that it found no evidence of imprudence by Ameren, Missouri. No party requested a hearing or timely filed a response to staff's report. Therefore, the commission finds staff's report and recommendation regarding its prudence review of Ameren, Missouri's fuel and purchase power costs and off-system sales revenue associated with its FAC during the period of October 1, 2021 through May 31st, 2023 to be reasonable, and the order before us approves it. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 1. Commissioner Roop.
I am in favor of the order.
Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
I also support the order.
All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Vote of 5-0, that order is approved. I'm waiting for more plans now.
Got to spread them out. It's a long agenda.
Yeah, that's true. Fourth tariff in new order today is in file number EA-2023-0291 in the matter of the application of Evergy Missouri West for permission and approval of a certificate of public convenience and necessity. On November 8th, 2023, Evergy Missouri West filed an application for approval to acquire a 22.2% interest in an existing natural gas combined cycle electric generation facility located in Pleasant Hill, Cass County, Missouri, known as the Dogwood Energy Facility. The application also requests a CCN to own, operate, maintain, and otherwise control and manage the Dogwood Energy Facility. On February 26th of this year, Evergy Missouri West, commission staff, OPC, and Renew Missouri filed a unanimous stipulation and agreement. The agreement states the non-signatory parties, Missouri Electric Commission, Kansas Municipal Energy Agency, Midwest Energy Consumers Group, and the City of Kansas City do not oppose commission approval of the agreement. Evergy Missouri West made a request within the agreement that the commission make a determination pursuant to the commission's electric CCN rule that Evergy Missouri West decision to purchase and operate the Dogwood Energy Facility, subject to the terms of the stipulation, is prudent. After review of the agreement and the application, the commission will make such determination under Commission Rule 20 CSR 4240-20.0452C that the decision to acquire and operate the Dogwood Energy Facility pursuant to the terms of the agreement is prudent. The Commission's determination of prudence remains subject to any subsequent review by the Commission of costs and applicable timelines of Evergy, Missouri West purchase and operation of the Dogwood Energy Facility. After reviewing the agreement and the application, the Commission finds that the agreement is a reasonable resolution of the issues contained therein and will approve it. The Commission supports the finding that the Tartan criteria have been satisfied and no party opposes the granting of the CCN. The addition of the Dogwood Energy Facility to Evergy, Missouri West generation fleet addresses its need for both capacity and baseload energy and will reduce its reliance on purchased power. The order before us today approves the agreement, grants Evergy, Missouri West a CCN, and makes a determination that the decision to acquire and operate the Dogwood Energy Facility pursuant to the terms of the agreement is prudent. Before we take a vote, I would also like to thank the parties in this case for working together to reach this resolution. The parties represent a wide range of stakeholder interests, and I recognize that finding a mutually agreeable resolution is not an easy task. But in this case, the groups came together to address resource adequacy and reliability. So thank you. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 2. Commissioner Roop.
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I remember early in my legislative career touring Dogwood, and I think from a content perspective, it makes sense that you would take an off-system, purchase agreement and bring it in-house and do that. So from a content perspective, I like it. But what I'm really interested about this case is the process that kind of got us here, and the fact that we did something a little bit different, which was have sort of a pre-approval process that the stakeholders were able to go through on this. So I'd like to, potentially see this as somewhat of a blueprint going forward for items like this. So I support the order.
Thank you. When I was looking at this too, I was curious if this is the first time that rule had been used. And it's not the first time, but I certainly think it is unique. And I think it does address ways that we can do this sort of thing without, the General Assembly. I think sometimes there's action in the General Assembly to have us make decisional pre-approval. But we already have a rule for it for electric utilities. So it is good to see that, like you said, as the blueprint. So thank you for your comments. I agree. Commissioner Kochmeyer.
I support the order.
Further discussion? All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Fifth tariff in order today is in file number GO-2024-0242 and the matter of the application of Spire, Missouri to revise transportation service tariffs. On March 11, 2024, staff filed a motion to suspend tariffs and motion for additional time. The tariff sheets were filed by Spire on March 6th of this year, and they bear an effective date of April 5th of this year. Staff's motion explains that these tariff sheets, which are to change Spire's transportation tariff language for gas service, contain multiple tariff sheets that were at issue in the previous general rate case. Thus, staff asks for the Commission to suspend the sheets and to allow time for discovery and to allow time to analyze the acquired data and information to complete its investigation. No responses to staff's request for suspension of these tariff sheets were received. The order before us today suspends the tariff sheets. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 1. Commissioner Roop.
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman.
I'm in support of the order.
Commissioner Kochmeyer.
I support the order.
All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Sixth tariff and new order today is in file number TO-2024-0033 in the matter of consideration of the Relay Missouri Fund. On August 4, 2023, staff filed a report in motion asking the commission to open a file regarding the existing deaf relay service and equipment distribution fund surcharge. The surcharge is used to fund statewide dual-party telephone relay service for qualifying Missourians who are unable to use traditional telecommunications equipment. The surcharge is imposed on Missouri landline basic access lines. Telecom companies are allowed to deduct and retain a percentage of the surcharge collected to recover billing and collection-related costs. OPC filed comments on September 7th of last year, largely concurring with staff's motion. Staff's motion asked the commission to reduce the Relay Missouri surcharge from the current 10 cents to 6 cents. Staff requests this decrease in an effort to keep the Relay Missouri fund balance at a level to cover 5 to 9 months of expenses. Staff also recommends the commission discontinue captioned telephone service, or CapTel. The current CapTel provider, T-Mobile, has a contract to provide that service until October 31st of next year. T-Mobile does not plan to offer CapTel after the contract expires, and the number of active CapTel users over time has been steadily declining. The commission received no other responses to staff's recommendation. After review of staff's pleadings and OPC's comments, the order before us adopts staff's recommendations. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 1. Commissioner Roop,
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I'm in support of the order.
and Commissioner Koltmeyer.
Also in support.
All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
But all those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Seventh tariff in order today is in file number GT-2024-0240 in the matter of Liberty Utilities. Liberty filing of its revised weather normalization adjustment rider tariff. On March 1st, 2024, Liberty filed proposed revisions to its weather normalization adjustment rider tariff sheets. The changes to the tariff sheets will adjust rates to account for the difference between actual heating degree days and normal heating degree days for the 6-month period ending September 30th of this year. On March 11th of this year, staff filed this recommendation, stating it reviewed the tariff sheets submitted by Liberty and recommended that the commission approve them. No party responded to staff's recommendation. The commission has reviewed the tariff sheets and staff's recommendation, and based on those filings, the order before us approves Liberty's tariff sheets. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 1. Commissioner Roop,
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Koltmeyer.
Also support the order.
All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Eighth tariff in order today deals with 2 cases in file numbers WR-2024-0104 and the matter of the request of Liberty Utilities, Missouri Water LLC, DBA Liberty, for authority to implement a general rate increase per water and wastewater service provided in Missouri service areas, and file number SR-2024-0105 in the matter of the request of Liberty Utilities, Missouri Water LLC, DBA Liberty, for authority to implement general rate increase for water and wastewater service provided in its Missouri service areas. On March 13th of this year, Liberty Utilities filed proposed tariff sheets to increase its annual water revenues by $7,990,089 and increase its annual sewer revenues by $75,178. The commission previously issued orders in these cases on March 15th, directing notice of Liberty Utilities filings, setting a deadline for applications to intervene, setting a date for responses to the proposed test years, and directing parties to submit jointly proposed procedural schedules. The order before us today suspends Liberty Utilities tariff sheets, consistent with section 393-150. This order also delegates to the regulatory law judge assigned to this case the authority to rule on any discovery dispute. Lastly, this order grants Liberty Utilities' request to consolidate these two cases and sets a date for the evidentiary hearing in this matter, should a hearing be necessary. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 1. Commissioner Roop,
I will be supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
And I do as well.
All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Ninth tariff and order today deals also with two cases and file numbers EO-2023-0369 and the matter of Evergy Metro's notice of intent to file an application for authority to establish a demand-side programs investment mechanism, and file number EO-2023-0370 in the matter of Evergy Missouri West, Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri West notice of intent to file an application for authority to establish a demand-side programs investment mechanism. On November 16th of last year, the Commission approved a stipulation agreement extending Evergy Missouri Energy Efficiency Investment Act Cycle 3 until December 31st of this year. That agreement stated that the procedural schedule for Evergy's MIA Cycle 4 would be determined by January 1, 2024. After filing a series of status reports, Evergy and staff filed a proposed procedural schedule on January 26th. Both proposed procedural schedules anticipate Evergy filing its MIA Cycle 4 application in April, and both procedural schedules are similar and contain the same proposed evidentiary hearing date, briefing dates, and requested commission order dates. However, staff's proposed schedule provided for all parties to provide direct testimony, whereas Evergy's proposed schedule did not. Staff supports this request by noting that MIA applications have become increasingly complex and rival rate cases in the variety of issues and the monetary amounts considered. The order before us today establishes a procedural schedule that does allow for staff and other non-utility parties to file direct testimony. The filing of non-utility direct in this matter does not delay the case, as Evergy files on April 15th and non-utility parties would file by May 10th. It also sets forth other procedural requirements and delegates authority to the regulatory law judge to rule on discovery disputes and to rule on all motions to compel. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 1. Commissioner Roop,
I'm in support.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
And I do as well.
All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Last tariffing order today is in file number EA-2023-0286 in the matter of the application of Union Electric DBA Ameren, Missouri for permission and approval and certificates of public convenience and necessity, authorizing it to construct renewable generation facilities. On June 16th of last year, Ameren, Missouri filed an application requesting certificates of convenience and necessity, CCNs, relating to 4 solar generation facilities. Ameren, Missouri stated in his direct testimony that the purpose of these generation facilities is to mitigate risk and enhance affordability. On March 5th of this year, Ameren, Missouri staff and OPC filed a corrected stipulation agreement that grant Ameren, Missouri a CCN for 3 of the 4 projects, subject to certain conditions. The agreement states that the CCN for the 4th project should only be granted if Ameren, Missouri is able to satisfy certain conditions first, among which is that an auction process seeking subscriptions to the solar facility must take place and be fully subscribed. For the 3 projects, the signatories agreed to, several customer protections have been agreed upon, including considerations for possible tax credits and requiring Ameren to revisit the commission if there are changes in cost projections. Ameren Missouri has also agreed to additional resource planning and modeling for its next 2 triennial IRP filings. The agreement states that non-signatory parties MECG, Sierra Club, Renew, and MIEC either do not oppose the agreement or that they take no position either in support of or in opposition to the agreement. Commission rules allow non-signatory parties 7 days to object to a non-unanimous stipulation and agreement. If no party objects, the commission may treat the agreement as unanimous. More than 7 days have elapsed since the agreement was filed and no party has objected. After reviewing the agreement and the application, the commission finds that the agreement is a reasonable resolution of the issues contained therein, and the order before us approves it. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 1. Commissioner Roop,
I'm supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm supporting the order. I thought this was an interesting way to come up with the solution here on the last project to require the subscription to be completed. So I will be interested to see how long it takes and the results of that requirement going forward. I support the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
I support the order as well.
Great. All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Now into other discussion. And for this item, it's a sunshine request for release of information. I've asked Commissioner Roop to preside over this request to avoid any potential conflicts of interest. So with that, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Roop.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We had a sunshine request. Judge DePell, I think, is going to give us an update. But before we do that, Judge, last I saw, there were still a couple of parties that had not responded yet. Is that still the case?
That's the case. We typically, when we have information that's protected under 386-480 because it's provided from an outside party, we typically ask that party if they would be willing to release, have us release that information, or if it should remain confidential or protected as a closed record. So I have not heard back from all of the various parties. There were several that we had information from. So,
I would probably recommend that maybe we table this until we've heard from all the parties so we don't have to come back and revisit it. So I think give them a little more time to do that, and then we could just, when we hear from them, we can package it up and bring it back to the agenda.
really done.
So I think that's the best thing to do, is table it until we get all the responses from the parties and then deal with it.
Well, can we set a time limit on how long we're going to wait on those responses?
I expect to have them for next week's agenda. There was at least one person who was, and I think 2 who were out of the office until Monday. So I should be able to hear back from those people in time to put it on next week's agenda.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, I would say let's just table it until we get all the responses, and then we'll deal with it next week.
You need a motion?
Problem. I mean, sure. I make a motion, we table this until we hear the responses from the other parties.
I'll second it.
Second it, great. All those in favor of tabling it until a future agenda?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we'll table that until we get the responses, and we'll have you bring it back to us, Judge. Thank
Should
you.
we note an abstention?
Yeah.
Probably.
actually,
Oh, yeah, I
thank
did.
you.
Probably.
Yes.
Yes.
Abstain from that vote.
The abstentions, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, lost touch. It's been a couple.
All right. Okay, we also have a closed discussion item. So before we go to that, we will go to scheduling. So for scheduling, Wednesday, March 27th, we have agenda at 10:15 a.m. Tuesday, April 2nd, we have an on-the-record presentation in case number EW-2023-0199 in the matter of a collaborative workshop for customer education and outreach regarding the introduction of default TOU rates by Evergy Metro and Evergy Missouri West in room 310 at 10 a.m. with Judge DePel. On Wednesday, April 3rd through Thursday, April 4th, we have an evidentiary hearing in case ET-2024-0182 in the matter of Evergy Metro and Evergy Missouri West Solar Subscription Rider Tariff filings in room 310 at 9 a.m. with Judge DePel. On Wednesday, April 3rd, we also have agenda at 10:15 a.m. Wednesday, April 10th, we have agenda at 10:15 a.m. On Monday, April 15th through Friday, April 19th, we have an evidentiary hearing in case EF-2024-0021 in the matter of the petition of Union Electric Company, DBA Ameren, Missouri, for a financing order authorizing the issue of securitized utility tariff bonds for energy transition costs related to the Rush Island Energy Center in room 310 at 9 a.m. with Judge Clark. On Wednesday, April 17th, we have agenda at 10:15 a.m. As I just mentioned, we have a hearing scheduled on this day, so we may potentially modify that agenda meeting time. Wednesday, April 24th and Thursday, April 25th, we have an evidentiary hearing in case WC-2023-0353 and staff versus Mr. Blevins and Patricia Blevins and Misty Mountain Water Works and Charity PWS and Rolling Hills PWS in room 310 at 9 a.m. with Judge Clark. Wednesday, April 24th, we also have agenda currently scheduled at 10:15 a.m. But again, we also have a hearing scheduled on that day, so we may adjust the agenda meeting time to accommodate the hearings. Commissioners, do you have any requested modifications to the schedule? Seeing none. Okay. With that, we do have a closed litigation discussion item. So under section 610.021 subdivision 1, Rismo, I move that we go into closed session. Does anyone second this motion?
I'll second it.
All those in favor of going into closed session, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? With that, I move that we are in closed session. Those who are not permitted to be in this closed session, please exit the room or exit the WebEx or the phone line.
And we will adjourn after.
Oh, and we will adjourn after the closed session. Well, I really got to get my notes in order for these closed sessions. They're a mess every time. At least I got the right section of law this time.
It's all your advice.
Oh, sorry, Jane.